Hey there everyone! So I decided to start a series about off-meta picks that are not at all common, but are actually pretty good, at least in my opinion. And in this episode we are going to be mentioning AP Ezreal played in the mid lane. And well, when you think about Ezreal as a mage built AP, he's actually pretty strong. He has really high range, a lot of poke, really high damage also, burst damage with his EWQ combo, and his ultimate, when built AP, it just deals so much damage, and you get it pretty often with 40% CDR and your Q, and it's really strong when built AP. In my opinion, right now Ezreal is stronger when built AP than with the Moon and whatever builds which people use when they play him as an AD carry. So now I'm going to go over each of Ezreal's abilities and discuss how it synergizes with AP items and in general with the AP build. So the first one is also the one that has the worst synergy with the AP build, and it is his passive, Rising Spell Force. It basically gives you attack speed upon successfully hitting a spell, and although you are probably going to stack it, you're not really going to use it besides taking creeps in the early game. It's still kind of useful, and that's pretty much all about his passive. Ezreal's Q is called Mystic Shot. It is a linear skill shot which stops upon hitting a target, refunding 1.5 seconds of all of your cooldowns of your abilities, and applies on-hit effects. It also does physical damage, but does scale with 40% of your ability power, which is not a lot. And also its mana cost kind of increases when maxing it, so we are maxing this one last. So Ezreal's W is called Essence Flux. It's also a linear skill shot, but it ignores minions and only hits champions. If it hits an allied champion, it will give them increased attack speed. It has a nice 80% AP ratio and decent base damage, so we are maxing this one first. So Ezreal's E is called Arcane Shift. It's basically a blink to a nearby location, which also has a nice 75% AP ratio. It does magic damage, and we are maxing it second because of the utility it provides. And finally, Ezreal's ultimate is True Shot Barrage. Ezreal winds up for 1 second and fires a long range missile that deals a lot of damage and also scales with 90% of your AP. It deals reduced damage to successive targets that it hits, but it is still pretty significant. Now on to some quick tips about Ezreal's abilities. So use Mystic Shot often when your ult is on cooldown to reduce its cooldown, and also in teamfights. Essence Flux is great for poking in lane, and Arcane Shift is generally both useful for engage and disengage, and you should decide when to use it for what. And a thing about your ultimate is that you should aim to fire those pretty often. Like, you shouldn't keep it for just special occasions, just keep firing them. With the build that I'm going to recommend you, you're going to have 40% CDR, and with the reduction from your Q, you're going to be able to fire this pretty often, so don't worry, you will have it for the team fights. Now onto the runes and masteries. For the runes, I would recommend Flat Magic Penetration Reds, Health per level seals or armor seals, depending on your laning opponent or personal preference, AP quintessences, since they are definitely pretty strong, and 3 magic resist glyphs and 6 CDR glyphs. I think that this is a pretty good rune page for Ezreal. You're still free to do whatever you want with it, runes are really a personal preference. For the masteries, go 12, 18, 0, taking Thunderlords, and if you want, just directly copy these, they're pretty optimal for Ezreal. For the build, take as starting items 2 potions and a Dorn's Ring. At first back, take a Sheen, and then keep that Sheen. It will really enhance your Q damage. Then finish Proto Belt, Luden's Echo, Lucidity Boots, although Sorcerer's Shoes are also a pretty good pick, although you're not going to reach 40% CDR with them. And then after finishing Luden's Echo, take Lichbane, basically finishing your Sheen, and then you can take Rabadon's and Void Staff, or only one of them, and a defensive item. So that's pretty much all for this video. Remember to leave a like if you enjoyed, and yeah, bye bye.